Albert A. Wall, the voice of the jungle, broadcasting on the DVC to all points unknown. If you're within the sound of my voice, you're listening to Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC.
Hello and welcome home. Thank you for joining us on episode 181 of Welcome Home, a Disney Parks and Vacation Club podcast. I'm Tom. I'm here with Trevor. No Damon. Damon might be here at some point. We recorded early this week specifically so Damon could participate, but he might have fallen asleep. I don't know what happened.
That's fine. But let's start with, first of all, I guess for anybody listening, but, happy 4th of July for you and happy Canada Day for any of our Canadian listeners, even though Canada Day was on the Friday. We were just talking before the show started, and I was like, because we're recording in a weird time this week. We never do this, where we do it in the middle of the week, and this is a little weird. But we were trying to fit a show in before Damon went away for the weekend. So, but yeah. So you were saying you were excited to get to Friday, and I was, and I was like, oh wait, and then you said something about Canada Day, and I was like, oh, that's tomorrow. Okay, cool. So yeah, you're off tomorrow. I'm off Monday, and then it's yeah. Yeah, we all get the long weekend, but it's weird, right? It actually works out good, especially if you work for a company that works in both Canada and the US, because half the company is off on Canada Day and the other half's off on 4th of July. So
that's sweet.
Yeah, it's all right.
A good way to be. So Damon may join us at some point. We'll have to see. So
yeah, that's fine. So I think we agreed that we wanted to make this one kind of short because it is, a long weekend and all that. So
yeah. Also, I did want to shout out really quickly though, all of our listeners in South Africa.
Yes, and you can't do that to me.
Well, you're gonna start singing Africa.
Yes, you can't mention the first thing I want to do is start singing Africa by Toto when you say that, and I know it's it has nothing to do with it. It's just. That's just the first thing that pops into my head, and I'm not going to torture you by even attempting to sing it, even though it's playing in my head right now.
I mean, listen, that song is always playing in my head at any time. So, but the reason why I'm bringing that up is I was just looking at the charts and everything, and we were a top 50 podcast for travel in South Africa, and we had no idea that we had listeners in South Africa. So, hey to South Africa, folks. Yeah, for sure. So anyway, Katie says, what is one of your best tips for WDW minus take it slow and don't stress about anything? That's a hard one to do.
Yeah. That's really hard to do when you're at Disney because you get excited and all that. My best tip, I think, is don't underestimate your shoes. Meaning,
I always underestimate my shoes.
yeah. Don't you need to have good shoes. I learned this one years ago because I used to just buy a cheap pair of shoes or buy sandals, and I would suffer through it because you get 3 or 4 days in and then you could barely walk. And then one year I actually went and I bought some proper running shoes and good socks to go with them, actual well-designed socks meant to handle cross-country running. And it's been wonderful ever since because, supporting your feet properly actually does make a difference.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have tried a variety of different shoes and variety of different stuff, all that. And I've yet to crack that nut,
Mm-hmm.
My feet always hurt after the first day and continue hurting for the rest of the trip.
Yeah. In that case, the one thing, and actually I did this even when we were down there in May for just 2 days. When you get back to the hotel room, have a quick foot bath, get the water cold, as cold as you can, soak your feet for 15 or 20 minutes in cold water. And that actually helps a lot as well.
There was one trip where we were doing the hot tub at night, sometimes, and it was that was really helping. Even just the pool was helping,
Yeah,
but yeah, that's a good tip. That's a good tip.
Yeah, I think hot is good if you're recovering, but when you first get in, because your feet will be hot and swollen and stuff, getting them in ice water, I find it takes the swelling down, right? So
yeah. See, like I kind of agree with Katie though. Like, so I really do like to not like try to stress. Like, you know, for me, it's like you're on vacation and you shouldn't be stressing, even though Disney World is stressful, right? It's like, especially lately, you know, especially with my daughter, we really want to like just take it easy. You know, if we want to go back and take a nap in the middle of the day, it's not like, oh my God, we're missing on our part time. It's like, let's go back and take a nap in the middle of the day. You know, like let's do that. You know,
that's what
I would say.
Yeah, I get that, but like, you know, like you hit on a good point there that even though you're saying you want to just take it easy with your daughter, there's still a part of you that wants it to be a perfect trip, you know, for lack of a better term. But part of that means, you know, that's actually where a lot of the stress comes from, is that when you feel like, you know, your plans don't come true, or, you know, certain things don't happen, learning how to roll with that stuff. I think that's kind of what Katie's saying is, you know, when if things change or something doesn't happen, you have to be okay with it, because if you hold on to, you know, this was my plan and my plan didn't go, like I've never had a Disney trip where, like, for all the planning that I've done, I've never had everything execute perfectly. There's always
possible.
Exactly. Yeah. There's always something, but it's learning to just, you know, be like, okay, you know, this is fine. What's plan B? Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think along those lines, I think, you know, one of the good tips too is like, be nice to cast members and they'll be nice back to you. You know what I mean? Like, I've always found that the nicer you are to the cast members, the more willing they are to help you out and to, you know, go the extra mile and provide the extra magic, so to speak. Right. And if you're, I mean, listen, I'm not a rude person in general, so this isn't really a tip for me. And if you're somebody that's a rude person, you're probably, this isn't a good tip either, because you probably can't turn it off. Right.
but I guess a good start is like, I always find what actually shocks me a lot is, you know, I was raised with a lot of, you know, please and thank you and stuff.
Of course. Yeah.
Right? And even just like, actually, this is another one too, is, you know, when somebody says, you know, hi, how are you? Right. And, you know, just replying back, like, I'm good. How are you? Right. Like, you ask them the same question. So many times I've gotten like that shock of like, oh, nobody asks me that usually. Like when you actually like return it to them, they're like, oh, like, I'm good. Thank you. And like, they open up and brighten up a little bit more. So yeah, you're right. It's, you know, it's being nice to cast members. And I think, starting with please and thank you and all that, that goes a long way. Cause you know, sorry, I've seen a lot of people not know how to say please and thank you. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would also say chat up the cast members too, because honestly, some of the most interesting stuff we've had happen is when we've talked to cast members, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. They're very interesting people.
Yeah. Are you ready to do Chris's question now?
Chris says, what is your single favorite food item that is regularly offered, and what is your least favorite single item and why? Can't be festival foods or special time offers so that everyone can have a chance to get them. I mean, I have answered this before.
I think we both have, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's Dole Whips are the best and turkey legs are the worst. And I'm not going to explain why.
I've said this before, the Nutella waffle over at Sleepy Hollow is my favorite. And, you know, I don't know if I have a worse, though. Like, I mean, I've never had anything at Disney that has been absolutely awful where I was like, this is disgusting. I'm never eating this. You know what I mean? Like, it's, even when it's been not great, it hasn't been like horrific, you know?
Right. But I guess even for like, if you went there and you were like, let's say you were going to get free food, what is the one item that, you know, if they were like, here is your free something, that you would be like disappointed that was what they gave you for free?
I don't think I have one.
Really?
Can I say a Dole Whip without getting people to hate me?
Yeah, you can say that. Dole Whips are my favorite. I'm not mad at you.
Dole Whips are just not my thing. It's you know, I like the lime one that I had with you, but
yeah,
I don't really like pineapple, so there's
totally fair. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Jackie wants to know, when you're looking at DVC contracts, do you put a lot of consideration into yearly maintenance fees? I mean, me personally, yes.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that's an important part of the equation.
Yeah, that's actually, for me, that's what knocked Vero and Hilton Head out.
Or out.
We were looking.
Yeah. Out.
Yeah, because their fees, I started looking, I was like, wow, those yearly fees are way higher than everywhere else. Like, even though it's a cheaper contract, like you do pay for it in the long run.
Oh yeah, 100%. So like, that's, people say that all the time. It's like, why are the Vero contracts and the Hilton Head contracts so cheap? And it's like, because the monthly dues are so high, the yearly dues, I guess I should say, not the monthly.
Yeah. I mean, you can do the monthly if you're
which I do. I pay mine monthly because I don't like paying it all out in the beginning of the year. So maybe that's why that's where my mind was. But,
Canadians can't do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's unfortunate. I mean, like, look, I probably should do it, but I don't know. It's just weird. It feels like less bad to me. You know what I mean? Like if somebody says, oh, this thing's going to cost you $500 a year, or, it's going to cost you, I don't even know what the equivalent is. I should have done an easier number. But yeah, like $40 a month, whatever. Yeah. Like I'm always going to go with $40 a month, right? Like it's like what, 30? Now I got to do the math in my head, but it's late. I've been up. It's been a long day.
we're going into the long weekend. People, don't ask us to do math, please.
Yeah, I'm not doing math. Every time we try to do math on the show, it always ends poorly. So
yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's an important part of the equation. I mean, it also depends on what you're looking for, though. Like, I mean, if you absolutely love Hilton Head and Vero and you want to own there, then own there. Like it just depends on what your priorities are. We say this all the time, right? Like, if your priority is not value and your priority is staying where you want to stay, then buy where you want to stay. If it's value, then buy Saratoga or Animal Kingdom or something. Like buy something that is value.
Yeah, and that's like when we were looking at it, there was definitely there was some overlap between the two. Absolutely. But we got the thing was we got all the information first. Like we got the lay of the land and we're explained to, like, here are the different resorts, here are the fees. And so that, like I said, that helped knocked out some obvious ones, like I said, like Hilton and Vero Beach, that it was like, no, we don't want to do that. But then for the rest of them there was definitely some compromise. And the Poly it's actually one of the better ones for yearly fees.
One of the better, it's one of the better ones from
the Poly is one of the better ones for yearly fees. But yeah, like I said, it was part of the factoring. Like we didn't exclusively go like, oh, this had the lowest one, so that was it. It was, we knew it was somewhere we wanted to stay. We knew it wasn't, the fees. If the fees were way higher, like if it was closer to Vero, that actually would have been a no for us. But it was a combination of things, and it was definitely, we made those decisions over months. Like it was not a quick decision to just say, oh, here's the spreadsheet, pick the cheapest value one, done. Right. Yeah, like to your point, it was, that kind of goes back to buy where you want to stay and all that. So.
Yeah. It all just depends on what you value, right? It's all whatever is the most valuable thing to you. If you want to save money, there's lots of ways to save money. If you want to stay in a certain place, then buy in that place.
Yeah. Okay,
so,
let's
Francisco.
Let's try Francisco's question here. This is kind of a weird one.
What the heck? I totally forgot. Oh my goodness.
Hey. Oh my gosh.
I left my phone upstairs too. And I was talking to my parents. They were asking me questions about Disney, and I was like, wait, what time is it? And they're like, 7. Oh, that's not good. Here I am.
Hi, Damon.
Welcome, Damon. Welcome. We were laughing that we were recording early for you, so we could get you on the show, and then you weren't there.
Yeah, right. Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, it's okay. No worries. Were there any of these listener questions that you wanted to answer? We're on Francisco's first question.
Hold on, I don't even have my thingy up yet. Like I'm like totally behind.
So, do you want us to, or why don't we answer Francisco's question while Damon gets himself set up?
Yeah, let's do that.
So Francisco says, if you were to create a ride about Walt, what type of ride would you make, and what would you include?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that kind of seems like a boring ride.
I mean, all I can think of actually is Carousel of Progress.
Yeah.
Like,
yes,
Carousel of Progress with Walt, right? Like,
yeah, that's true. He like designed it and all that stuff. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it needs to be a train ride though, right? Like, because he was obsessed with trains. Like, I feel like if it's going to be anything, it's got to be a train ride.
Do you think the railroad is actually Walt's ride then?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, he used to drive the train around, right? I mean, like it was like his big kid toy, right? So yeah,
they could just put an animatronic Walt at the
that'd be creepy
engine. Yeah.
Oh, you wouldn't the steam
you wouldn't
engine?
like that? Just like a weird, just like a weird like and it keeps like moving even though like the train's not moving. Like,
no, that's you're creeping me out now. Yeah, you're creeping me out. I mean, listen,
totally
I just think it needs to be a train ride. Like, but like you said, I think the Carousel of Progress like kind of is that, right? Even though it's not really about him, it kind of is in a way.
It was one of his visions for sure. But yeah, I guess there's a lot of facets to Walt, and a ride. That's why I think Carousel of Progress makes sense, because you can kind of show like different eras of his life and show it that way. But his passion around trains, you could just make a train ride and just I mean, the Disneyland or Disney World Railroad, you could just be like, this is Walt's ride, because you knew that that's what he wanted, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, so you're asking me if I want to answer any of the other questions?
Yeah.
Katie, so wait, best tips for Walt Disney World? Take it slow and don't stress. I would. That's a good point.
That's kind of what we said.
I don't know. The other thing is that honestly, the best tip is like, you're going to spend more money. So just keep that in mind. Like,
that set expectations.
Yeah. All right. What's your single favorite food item that's regularly offered? Nah, dude, for me, it's gotta be, what's it called? Going to Yak and Yeti. I say General's Chicken there. Or the bao buns over at Morimoto. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Least favorite? I mean, why am I eating my least favorite?
That's a good question. It's valid.
Okay, so that's fine. Do I put a lot of consideration to yearly maintenance fees? I don't think so. I mean, if someone's like, hey, that has a high maintenance fee, then I don't even think about it. Nope.
All right. Yeah. So we're all caught up pretty much.
Yeah, there we go.
You see, you got your bucket hat, Damon? Somebody bought you your bucket hat.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. So I'm looking. Oh no, I was just about to give something away. Like, I found another type of bucket hat. It's not Disney related at all. That is like the coolest thing. But you know how I am. If I tell people, then they'll get it, and I don't want that to happen. So,
so you want them to guess what it is?
No. I don't want them to guess at all. I'm so excited by it as this type of bucket hat. But again, it's funny. It's like Australian Shepherds. I see them all over the place now, and it kind of bothers me.
It's like when you buy a new car, right? Then you all of a sudden see it everywhere, and then you're like,
I mean, cars I kind of expect. Like, so when I got my first Australian Shepherd was, a long time ago, right? And I was like, oh, nobody really has these dogs. I'm going to pick a dog for life, and that's the only dog type I'm ever going to get. And I was like, I'm going all in on Australian Shepherds. Right. And now they're like a dime a dozen, and it's so annoying. It's so annoying.
You used to be unique, and you're not anymore. Is that
I mean, I have the uniquest type of Australian Shepherd, so like color wise, but it bothers me a lot. So,
well, are you excited you got your EPCOT bucket hat?
I'm gonna rock it, but I know there's a lot of them out there. But yeah,
it's still pretty cool.
It's still definitely pretty cool. I just hope they kind of like sell them and then stop selling them and then never bring them back. Like that's always what I like. I want everything to be limited edition. That's kind of what I wish would happen. But
I get that. All right. So if you're Francisco's last question here, if you're still here,
dude, we're not. Nobody. Sorry, man.
I could be here. You never know.
How old are you?
I'm not saying that on the podcast.
You're in your 40s, right?
No, I'm not in my 40s.
Late 30s?
Yeah, late 30s.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So you're going at like 89, 88? Like, no, you're not. Stop.
I mean, I would hope by 50 years from now that, like, maybe I could live a little bit.
You have a hover chair?
Like, yeah. I got a hover chair. Yeah.
And then what are you doing there?
I don't know, man.
That brings another question. Like, when is it? Like, when do you have to wrap up your Disney? Your Disney.
Oh, like what age are you just like?
Not
doing it anymore? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good question. I mean,
obviously it's dependent on your health, right? But
yeah.
I still don't think high 80s. Like, listen, I'm sure
it's gonna be tough.
Listen, I'm sure that some people do, and that's fine. I also think that it probably is a little bit easier if you live in Florida to do something like that, right? Rather than take that trip and all that. But
I mean,
nah,
I feel I could be in my high 80s and I could go to Disneyland and just sit on a bench.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just hoping by then they can upload my consciousness into like a robot and then I can just walk around like that. I just,
one of the robotic Sherpas and
one of the
around the park.
Yeah, just a robot Sherpa bumping into everybody. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that would be kind of cool. I think maybe. I'm not sure.
I'm sitting here trying to determine if I should be offended by the fact that Damon thinks I'm in my 40s based on him meeting me, and my hairline's certainly in its 40s.
I think, and again, like this is not a knock to follically challenged people, but it definitely changes.
It does
the thought process. And it's so funny. I was watching a video recently of a guy. Again, these Facebook reels get me every time, right? Like, or like the Instagram reels, and I'm just like scrolling through, and I'm like, oh, and then I just get like caught in this loop where I'm like, oh, it's a half an hour later, and I've been watching people's hair.
Oh my! Like, I'm so glad I'm not the only person that does that sometimes.
Okay, so there was this dude that, like, I'm telling you, looked like he was 60, no joke, and then like they kind of like took the razor and shaved out, they pen marked the top of his head, shaved it out, and they like George Jefferson style, and plastered on some sort of, hairpiece. That dude looked like he was 30. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. He really did. He really did.
I mean, listen, it's not like I'm bald, but I'm on my way there, but like, I get it.
I guess I just kind of equate that. And it's interesting because, like, my grandfather on my mother's side was bald, so I thought that's the route I was going, but it's not the case. But I definitely have more gray hair in the past year than I thought, which is really annoying.
I actually have quite a bit of gray. I just got my hair cut, and there was a lot of gray, and it was really disappointing. And
I actually let my facial hair grow out for like this was like a month ago. I stopped shaving for a couple of days and my hair started growing out, and I realized that my beard is really gray. Which
me too.
I was like, whoa,
Santa Claus. I don't know what's left in there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I'll just leave that shaved because I don't need to look like I'm 50 when I'm in my 40s.
I'm just laughing because an alert popped up on my phone that Marty McFly liked our Facebook page. So I'm pretty psyched that Marty McFly decided to. Anyway,
is it 1950s Marty or 1980s Marty?
It's a good question.
2015 Marty?
I mean that's a good question. I don't know, but Marty McFly, part of the flock now. Anyway, what are we on now? What are we talking?
We finished the listener questions, so why don't we?
Oh, we did. Okay.
Yeah. Why don't we get into some Disney news?
Yeah.
Starting with, I guess, the follow up to that crazy expensive Adventures by Disney around the world trip, which has sold out
before even opening to the public. It sold out.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, who
could buy it then? Was it just DVC people could buy it?
I think it was Golden Oaks people, which makes sense, right? I think it was open to Golden Oaks people first, or let me see here,
some sort of VIPs,
yeah. There was like a list of who it was going to open for. Oh yeah, wait, let me see here. I think they might have gotten rid of the list now that it's sold out, but I think it opened to Golden Oaks people first and then sold out like immediately, basically. Which, listen, if you're going to buy a house in Golden Oaks, it's a couple $1 million, right? So you could probably afford this. Just a guess. I mean, I don't know.
Nah, if I'm buying that house in Golden Oaks, I'm not going anywhere. I'm eating
ramen. Just going to stay there for Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. So this sold out already, which, like I said, I'm not that surprised by. I kind of felt like it was going to sell out quick, even though it was so expensive. There's enough people that are loaded that really like Disney that want to do this. So, there you go. I mean, there's a couple basketball players that live in Golden Oaks that are like obsessed with Disney that could probably afford this. So
now the question I have is, because it was recommended for like 14 and up, is what 14-year-olds are going on this trip.
Yeah, that's
those are some incredibly lucky kids.
Yeah, for real. Seriously. Yeah. But I mean, listen, I'm not that surprised by this. Like I said, I kind of anticipated this. So the other thing here is the Brightline high-speed rail station at Disney Springs is now canceled.
Yeah, this is so okay. The way that this came about, I guess, is so there was some talks, I guess, with Universal and whatnot, that the train was supposed to stop near the Orange County Convention Center, which would be near Epic Universe Park, and then go on to Walt Disney World and stop in Disney Springs. And I guess what I infer from this is that Disney did not like that. They when they heard that, it stops at Universal and then goes to Disney, Disney doesn't want to share, right?
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to kind of understand what's going on here, right? Because they're just saying like the new route configuration does not support a Disney Springs station. So I don't know what that means. Like,
I mean, maybe the cost was going to go up because it was because of the routing, and maybe they put a new bill in front of Disney, and Disney said, no, we don't want to do that. So,
but it has been confirmed they're still going to build a station near Disney Springs, just not in Disney Springs, like so close by to Disney Springs. So
okay, but then that's still, then is Disney still going to use that? Because again, at that point, it's it becomes a question of, does Disney just go back to using do another contract with Mears and start running the Magical Express again if they decide they want to do airport transportation?
See, I don't think they were ever relying on this for that, right? Like, I don't know. I don't think that this was like the solution to that. I think they were just like, we're done with Magical Express. There's Uber, there's private car services, there's other ways to get there, and we're done. Like, I don't think that they were necessarily relying on this. Because like I said, what happens when you get to Disney Springs? They were going to have to figure out some way to get you from Disney Springs to your resort with all your luggage and stuff, right? Like, it still wasn't going to be a good way to do things. They were going to have to come up with some more other service to get you to your actual resort after the train.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've never felt like they viewed this as like a solution to the Magical Express. I think it was just. I think it was more about locals getting there, and then some people, if they want to take the train, maybe they're traveling light, or just want to go to Disney Springs. I don't know.
I in my head, I feel like it still was an option because if you have a high speed train going from the airport to the resort, because I mean it is a bit of a drive.
Yeah,
you would think Disney would want to capitalize on that because again, it's really from landing at the airport is when impressions of Disney start. And if it's, if getting from the airport is a challenge, that does reflect on Disney, even though it shouldn't, it does. So I can see that's where I think a lot of this was going, and especially the fact that there was talk of the stop being at Disney Springs. It was kind of implied that, hey, Disney was looking for something to mitigate, people having to drive there, which would have been nice. But to me, this, like I said, reading this, what I'm gathering from it is, I think Disney either didn't like how things were going to be routed, or they didn't like the price tag, and they want to look for something else.
Yeah, I don't really know. It's a little odd to me. It's a little bit confusing. I'm not really sure I understand why they decided to do this. It just seems strange. I mean, and the idea of the new route configuration does not support Disney Springs. Like, I don't know what they mean by that. Like,
I could see Disney suddenly doing a partnership with Sunshine Flyer.
Oh yeah, I mean they could. They could.
Like not with, because like you said, they probably didn't like what was going on with Mears. I could see them. I could see suddenly something coming up with Sunshine that replaces the Magical Express.
I mean, you didn't have a hard time getting from the airport to the hotel, right? I mean, you booked the private, transfer.
But that's, again,
Disneyland doesn't have any service, right? They don't have any service. You've got to fend for yourself.
They used to. They used to have a shuttle.
They did before. They did.
It was run by Mears. Yeah. So, So I mean, you're right. It's not difficult, I guess, to find your own, but I can also see the merits of having a preferred shuttle service, right? You know, if it's something that they're partnered with, it's a perception thing, right?
Sure.
You know, it's just people getting there, and like Jeremy made this point when they canceled the Magical Express that it's kind of goes part and parcel with the Disney bubble, and I can understand Disney making moves to try and change that experience or bring it forward, and maybe they may realize that it's not worth it to do individual shuttles, and rather just leave people to their own devices to do their own transportation.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Disney World was like the only one that basically had its own transportation, right? Like pretty much all the other parks around the world, you basically just got to fend for yourself to get there, except for like
it wasn't free. Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
The Disney Magical Express was the only one that they worked it into the cost of the ticket.
Exactly. Listen, maybe someday they'll just, take a bunch of, they'll just buy up a bunch of buses and just do it themselves. I mean, I don't know if it was more cost effective for them to do it with Mears or to do it themselves. I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see someday. Yeah.
I think there's some technical debt with doing it yourself that I don't think Disney wants to accept.
Well, I mean, they already have a huge bus fleet, right? So, I mean, they have like, the mechanics and the infrastructure around buses,
Yeah, but with that comes having, like, it actually is the similar problem as the monorail.
Sure,
where, they're struggling to get the updated monorail cars because you're right, they can maintain it and they have a fleet to maintain it, but, they may not want to keep sinking cost into upgrading their fleet every couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, or maybe they have a plan that we don't even know about, right? Like maybe they are going to do something else. I mean, we really don't know. I mean, there's always the chance they announce a new service at some point.
It's Sherpas. I'm telling you, we're going to get Sherpas from the airport.
Well, listen, years ago they invested in like an autonomous like bus company. Like, they invested in a company that made it seem like they were going to try to do something with like autonomous type buses, but who knows?
Everything is an experiment, and they do try different things.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Brightline seemed hopeful, but I can understand why Disney backed away from it, because again, it's another contractor, and if it became cumbersome to a point where my perception on it is that I think with extra stops and stuff, it actually increases the time it takes for people to get to the property. And then that starts hurting Disney, because it's, if you happen to get there at the wrong time, because trains are not going to be running just all the time, you're waiting an hour plus for a train when people will just say, I could have just hopped in an Uber and been there in 20 minutes.
Well, I mean, I've talked about this before, right? Like there was, they do surveys all the time. And I remember the surveys would say, how did you get to the parks, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it would say Uber, it would say you drove, it would say you took the Magical Express. Like, and obviously they knew from surveys that more people were taking Ubers and other shuttles outside of Magical Express, like enough that they could make this change and it would still be fine, So, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I mean, maybe they'll announce something at D23 or something. Who knows? But
yeah, I think I get the feeling, like you say, Disney's going to look for something that, the Magical Express wasn't cutting it anymore. Yeah, it was trumped by ride shares and all that. But I don't see Disney stopping. Like I can see them still looking for something because it is in their interest to get you from the airport to their parks without any hassle, because then it stops you from going to Universal or anywhere else.
Well, and it makes you happier and get you to the park sooner to go spend money and, all that fun stuff. So.
But like, because if you have your own car or whatever, you can decide to not go to a Disney park. It is in their best interest for them to get you to the park without any hassle, right?
Yeah, I have to say though too, who was it in the Discord was talking about taking the train from North Carolina down to Florida? I mean, it sounded like a pretty appealing option.
Yeah, for something like that. Like I've been something they've been talking about even up here in Canada is, between Calgary and Edmonton, it's like a 3-hour drive, which I know is not anywhere near as long as like the drive you do to Disney, but even for that, people have been pushing for a train because, those kind of rides, it's a lot easier if you can just get on a train and not have to worry about traffic, right?
Yeah, it was Blake, and he priced it out, and for how many people was it? 5 people. It was like $585 to go from North Carolina down to Orlando, and I was like, that's not bad. Less than plane tickets would cost. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Not, I mean, obviously a lot more than it would cost to drive, but it would be nice for the convenience.
But if, like you said, if you're flying though, and if you're kind of on that cusp of, you could fly in, or you could take a train, or if they actually got trains to a point where, like trains in Japan that are crazy fast. But.
Well, yeah. He says you like leave at like 10:30 at night and show up in the morning. So
right.
Yeah, which I mean, again, that's not terrible either. If you can sleep on the train, it's not bad. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, let's see where this goes. Like I said, I suspect that Disney is going to start looking at some other alternatives to this.
Yeah, now that things are recovering and they're busy, and I think they'll probably look.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we go ahead and do our ad here, since we're going to try to keep this around an hour today, right?
Right, DVC Rental Store. DVC Rental Store, a World of DVC company, offers magical vacations at incredible value. Save up to 60% off retail rates at premium Disney resorts. DVC Rental Store now includes deposits as low as 25% at time of booking and a built-in cancellation policy for every reservation. As always, DVC Rental Store pays out the most to members looking to rent their points. Want to learn more? Go to dvcrentalstore.com or call 1-855-DVC-RENT, that's 382-7368, and let them know that Welcome Home sent you.
All right.
Now your favorite thing of the day.
No, I'm pretty excited to talk about food and wine food, but
I thought this would be more interesting to you because I know we talked about this.
Yeah, we did.
Your trip coming up.
Yeah, so Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique returns August 25th, which is before my trip, which is great because we do want to take my daughter there. So I'm excited about this, and it's coming back for Walt Disney World and Disneyland at the same time. It is still they're not announcing dates yet for the Grand Floridian location or the Disney Springs location, so they're saying later date for that one. So
that's fine.
Yeah. So and then go ahead. Sorry,
you want to do it in the park. Honestly.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Of course you want to do it in the park. Like, why would I do it at Disney Springs? Like, I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I did.
Like that just seems lame.
So we did, when my son was like 5, we did the night package. So that, they did his hair, and he was more excited about the foam sword and the shield and everything.
Well, of course.
Yeah. But it was a great experience. And, seeing all the other kids in there, it was like, your daughter's going to love it. And,
for sure.
And for anyone that doesn't know what this is, seriously look into it. It's a very interesting experience if you have little kids and have the opportunity to do it.
Yeah, and they're also talking about too. There's new options now too. They're going to have new costume featuring some of Disney's newest heroes and heroines coming later this year. So that's cool.
I noticed they said including new hair accessories, especially designed for textured hair, and new costumes featuring Disney's newest heroes and heroines. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
I think it'd be cool if they had like Marvel like characters, which they probably can't do, but like it'd be cool if you could be like
Marvel princesses.
Yeah, like Thor me up, like make me Thor. I want to be Thor. Yeah, you could do that.
Not like I went for a run and I'm Thor, but
no. Yeah, I mean, listen.
Sorry, that was a terrible dad joke. I know.
I mean, listen, I would look like Thor from Thor Ragnarok, right? Like I would look, that's the Thor I would look like, right? But I mean, not from the new movie where he looks like he lost all the weight, but
yeah.
But anyway, no, I think that would be cool. I mean, I don't think they can do that because of the Marvel restrictions that they have, but
But yeah, I mean, I think that would be cool. I mean, I'm thinking they're probably just meaning like Mirabelle and like, you know, some of those kind of characters, like some of the newer characters.
The newer characters that are not necessarily princesses, I guess, because in the past it was always just, or usually it was either Belle or Cinderella, or I did see the occasional Ariel, but yeah, it's usually Belle or Cinderella is what people went for.
I'm not even sure. Yeah, I'm not even sure what my daughter will go for, to be totally honest with you. I mean, if you could do Elsa, she'll probably do Elsa. She really likes Elsa, so it's probably going to be Elsa, just thinking about it. But I don't know. Who knows? Like, she might choose somebody random. Who knows? So I'm excited to do this. Let's see. Guess maybe begin making reservations in early August. Okay, so I mean, I guess I can make a reservation, you know, once it opens back up again. So,
yep.
Cool.
Look forward to your review when you come back from your trip.
Me too. I'm excited. I'm excited to do it. My mom has literally been waiting to do this with, you know, for my daughter for like
years
before she was born. So
perfect.
All right. So the next thing I have on here was partially for me and partially for Damon, because this is Damon doesn't want to talk about food, but this is International Food and Wine Festival.
But you know what? I'm mad because there's a whole bunch of booths that won't be there open till August 15th, which is stupid.
Which is like what, after you've been there?
Yeah.
That stinks.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Yeah, well, we can at least talk about the ones that you can get. So
no, I'm too mad to talk about any of them now because I'm angry by that.
Well, now I want to talk about the ones after August 15th because Tom and I can both have those ones.
That's right.
When are you going, Trevor?
I go November 5th.
This is still going on in November?
Yeah, it goes until November 19th.
That is so stupid.
Until November 19th. It goes on forever now.
Stupidest thing.
Year. Yeah.
I'm not arguing because I'm stoked to go and do some food and wine stuff with my son. He's actually on board with it this year too. So
that is so dumb though.
It just goes on a long time, man. There's a lot of demand for the Food and Wine Festival. It's you know,
but again, it takes me back to this, you know, whole thing of like, well, why can't it just be a short amount of limited edition time? That's what makes it special. Things aren't special if they're always on,
right? That's the other festivals are short time, you know.
Well, whatever.
All right, come on, Damon. Let's talk about this food.
You know, the thing is, I've already talked about it like 30 times already with my parents. Like, I'm just kind of, you know, my parents are going to be down there saying that they're going, and they got the Moonlight Magic. That was so funny. I was like, got the email from Moonlight Magic and was like, oh, I got to get up and sign up for this. And then we all logged in, and then I was kind of dawned on me, like, yeah, I'm not even going to be there. Like, oh, my parents' contract.
When are your parents going to be? Are your parents going to be there a different time than you? Like,
yeah. They're going a different time than us.
Oh, I thought you guys were all going to be there at the same time.
No.
Okay, well that makes more sense.
I don't. So. Yeah, I don't love this whole like leaving the dog at home. Well, I like leaving the dog with somebody else sort of thing. I just don't. I don't love that. So
yeah, I feel you on that.
They're going. They have so many points that they have to use at this point. So they're going to Hilton Head in September. And then they're going at the end of August to Disney. But all we've been doing is talking about this.
All you've been doing is talking about this food?
I literally go see them, and they always have Disney questions for me. And I'm like, look, you might want to call up Trevor or Tom. Like, I don't know the answer to that.
We can set them straight.
Yeah. Let's start with Earth Eats, hosted by Impossible. So this is Impossible meat, right?
I'm eating the top one because wasabi is just it, right? Like,
burger slider with wasabi cream and spicy slaw and a sesame seed bun.
I guess so.
Yep, that's it.
I don't like beef, but wasabi is it. So
it's plant-based though. So
well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's why I'll do it. But in general, I don't normally eat beef. So yeah, that's fine. Beverages are just such a rip. Like there's just nothing else to say about them. They really are.
I don't know. I like a good beverage. I mean, are either one of you guys into this herbed polenta and puttanesca sauce and basil pesto?
Nah,
not really.
It doesn't do it for me either.
The drinks are
the thing is, even if a drink is non-alcoholic, it's still going to be so much money. Like I just have no interest. Like a strawberry freeze with lemon and ginger herbal tea. Yeah, okay, maybe, but it's probably going to be like $12.
Yeah. Well, that one especially too, because it has vodka in it. So
no, non-alcoholic.
Yeah. There's a
there's one
non-alcoholic version as well. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. There's a vodka one below it. That's the first one I saw. Yeah.
So I can't do that. But the guava mousse on a sugar cookie with coconut lime whipped cream, I would try that.
But you wouldn't go out of your way to get it?
Yeah, I kind of feel that way, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that one doesn't appeal to me too much either, to be honest.
But it looks good, so I would try it.
It does look good. It does look good. Should we skip down to Hawaii here?
Yeah. No, I'm mad about Hawaii. The only thing Hawaii is lucky about is that, first of all, I don't do Spam, and I've already had the Kahlua pork slider, which is super good.
Oh, you're mad because it doesn't open until August 15th.
That's I'm not talking about anything now that doesn't open before.
Then I know what I'm hitting up. Hawaii will be on my to-do list when I go because that pork slider looks delicious.
It's very good.
Yeah,
It's a pork slider with sweet and sour dole, pineapple chutney, and spicy mayonnaise. And then there's a Spam. I don't even know how to say that.
Musubi nigiri with sushi rice, teriyaki glazed Spam, spicy mayonnaise, eel sauce, and nori.
Ugh.
So
it sounds gross to me. I'm out.
I'll have it. Yeah. It looks good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, well, you could talk about Australia, Damon. Anything in Australia here?
Nothing to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, good, Trevor. Sorry.
So, grilled sweet and spicy bushberry shrimp with pineapple, pepper, onion, and snap peas. All right, Trevor. Right, you guys don't do fish. Why don't you do fish?
No, we don't do seafood.
Because it's nasty.
It is nasty. Just going through all this, I'm just thinking to myself, wow, Trevor's going to be spending a lot of money at Food and Wine.
I am.
You already want like all of this.
Yes, my son and I are in danger in EPCOT. That's going to be an expensive day.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Anything. I mean, that cake to me I'm just looking at it and I'm going, that looks a whole lot of dry to me.
It looks boring. Like
it's a little boring, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yellow cake with raspberry filling dipped in chocolate. Yellow cake.
Probably good, but nothing that like is making me stop.
Yeah. Maybe that's is that like a cake that's specific to Australia? Australia listeners weigh in on this because I don't know. I'm guessing that's like like some sort of traditional Australian cake.
Just wake me up when you get to Appleseed Orchard.
All right. We'll get there.
Let's hit up Refreshment Port by Borson this time.
Braised beef poutine. Okay. I've had this actually. It's good.
Is it? It looks closer to an actual poutine. It's got the beef on there and the Borson garlic and herb cheese sauce. So not the curd, but okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, it's got the cheese curds, but I feel like when you start adding too much different cheeses to it, again, it just becomes cheese and fries. Like it's not.
I don't know if they had this exact one previously, but I had something similar for sure. What about the maple cheesecake with whipped maple bourbon cheese and candied pecans?
I bet that's really good.
I'm not a big cheesecake fan, but that sounds kind of good to me. I would eat that.
I think with the bourbon, actually, I think it would be really good.
Yeah, for sure. And then you have the Canadian cheddar and bacon soup. That's, everybody's familiar with that one if you've ever been to Le Cellier. Mm-hmm. And they also are serving their the wild mushroom beef filet mignon and truffle butter sauce there too. So that's pretty standard for them. They have that like every year at that booth. So
yeah.
All right, Damon, wake up.
Little embarrassed about Canada just offering the Le Cellier stuff and not stepping up.
Well, Appleseed Orchard's in Canada, so
okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's see what this is.
They got a tart, man.
That's it.
They got a tart.
That's it.
Well, it's a drink. It's a drink place. It's a place you go in to get drinks. Like we got drinks. We got like
frozen apple pie.
It was really good. We got that last time we were there. It was really, really good.
But how much was it?
I don't remember. It's probably $5 or $6. It was good though.
You think $5 or $6? I doubt that.
I don't think it was much more than that.
Where's the app? I'm going on the app.
It's probably not updated yet.
I was going to say it's not updated yet, is it?
Yeah, it's not updated.
But isn't it going to tell me what it was last year?
I mean, I don't think I think it only shows like what is going on this year. I'm sure we could probably Google this though.
Well, I'm going to Google it because I want to know how much it is now.
Yeah, I don't really remember. You can actually hear Damon typing.
I typed really fast. I challenge anyone to be a faster typer.
Oh, I found it. Frozen apple pie is $4.50. That ain't bad. It's probably gonna be more this year, but
okay,
that's not terrible, right?
That's not terrible. No.
Yeah, you can do that. That's not too bad. I mean, probably going to be over $5 this year, but. All right. Then we got anything else you want to talk about in Appleseed Orchard?
Nope.
No. How many words a minute you think I type?
I have no idea. I mean, how many annoyances per minute do you think you get from me from typing really loudly while you're on the podcast?
I'm a pretty good typer.
You are. It's pretty fast. I'm impressed. All right, so let's go to Ireland.
All right.
I don't want any of these things. Actually, the warm chocolate pudding cake. I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, fisherman's seafood pie. I don't know what's in that, so
I'm out on all of that.
it.
Yeah.
Irish cream
sausage
liqueur is terrible.
Oh, I like Irish cream. What were you going to say, Trevor?
Yeah, the roasted Irish sausage with potatoes and gravy doesn't look good.
I mean, it looks fine.
It's Irish sausage. That looks gross.
It is. It is.
There's only one country that is allowed to make sausage.
And that's this one? Is that what you're...
What?
The United States is what you're saying?
No, Italy. That's it, man.
Okay.
Italian sausage.
Yeah.
Italian sausages are good. All right, so we got Brazil. Here's one.
Eating that and that.
Both things. So we got black beans with crispy pork belly, Brazilian nut pesto, and Ben's original long grain rice. And then we also have the Brazilian cheese bread, the famous Brazilian cheese bread, which I have had and is delicious. Always worth stopping by Brazil just to have the cheese bread for sure.
Yeah. That
bread's just such a filler, though.
Yeah. They're small, though. I mean, it's fairly small. Go ahead, Trevor. We're good.
Share with a friend. But yeah, I even like, you know me, I tend to avoid dairy stuff, but I would make an exception for this.
It's really
looks
good,
worthwhile.
Man. It's really good. That's always one of the favorites. So,
all right.
We got Belgium. Yeah. You want to read Belgium real quick?
Yeah. Beer braised beef served with smoked Gouda and mashed potatoes, and then 2 different Belgian waffles, of course.
Listen, I don't eat beef, but that kind of looks good to me. Smoked Gouda mashed potatoes sound good to me too.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of this like meat and mashed potatoes. Feels like
that's what a lot of people eat.
Yeah, but I don't want to eat the same thing at every. Like if I'm trying all these different places, I don't just want to eat meat and mashed potatoes.
That's fair.
It's a little boring.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have a Belgian waffle though. I'll always have a Belgian waffle.
Belgian waffles are a safe bet.
You can get one with chocolate ganache or berry compote. So listen, that's always a good choice.
Yep.
Then we got Morocco. You know, Damon, most of these seem like they're open before August 15th. So, I mean, you got access to most of these. It seems like anyway.
Keep going.
Maybe further down is further down.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right.
So we got.
Dude, I'm disappointed so far. I'm going to be honest with you.
You're not feeling any of this so far?
I mean, some stuff, but
yeah. Well, this is what about these Morocco ones?
The falafel.
I went too far down. I went too far away.
So
I have to scroll back up.
There's a chicken or Morocco spiced lamb kebabs with carrot chickpea salad and garlic aioli. There's fried falafel pita with tahini sauce. Stone baked Moroccan bread with hummus. No, okay. Pistachio cake with cinnamon pastry cream and candied walnuts. That looks pretty good.
I do, because they had this last year. And
they did.
I like the design on the top of the pistachio cake.
It's cool.
It's just it's visually very nice, but yeah, I don't know if I want a pistachio cake.
Yeah, I get that.
I have to try it.
All right, what about Greece over here? You want to read Greece, Trevor, real quick?
Oh, you're gonna try and make me
spanakopita.
Yeah, I think I might be dyslexic. I have a hard time with words like that for some reason.
I mean, growing up, for whatever reason, we always called it spanakopita. Like, we just always pronounce it that way. But I think it's spanakopita is the correct way to say it, right?
Either way, I'll let you pronounce that.
Yeah, all right, cool.
And then a griddled cheese with pistachio and honey, and a lamb.
There's another one.
Yeah. So is it
some people say gyro. Some people, I mean, gyro? I think
Yeah, it's a gyro, which,
I mean, I'm up for just a thing of griddled cheese with some honey on top. It sounds kind of good.
No.
Well, yeah, you don't do cheese though. You don't really do cheese, so I get that.
Not much going on at Greece for me either. Okay. Hops and barley at the American Adventure. A Chesapeake crab slider with tangy coleslaw and Cajun remoulade. That's obviously me. I know you guys aren't touching that. I would definitely try that. Hot beef chicken sandwich with horseradish cream and pickled vegetables.
Not chicken, just hot beef.
Where did I read chicken?
I don't know. You just said hot beef chicken sandwich. I was like, wait, that doesn't
hot beef sandwich with horseradish cream and I think again, I'm having trouble reading.
That's okay. No worries. No worries.
I think I combined Cajun and pickled. Is what I did.
That's it. It's all good.
Which kind of may look like chicken. I don't know.
They have carrot cakes with cream cheese icing too. Okay.
Do you like carrot cake? Because
yeah, I could take it or leave it. I feel like I find carrot cake sometimes to be too dry. I need a good like moist cake. You know.
As long as there's no raisins in it. I guess that whenever people put raisins in carrot cake, it's like, no. What are you doing? Don't do that. Yeah.
No. All right. What about Spain over here? Charcuterie with Spanish meats, cheese, olives, herbed vinaigrette. I like that it's a little mini charcuterie board and like a little cone over here. Like that's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I want to eat all that.
Yeah. Still kind of, I mean, that's just like a deli platter, right? Like you can get that anywhere.
Sure.
Nothing really interesting, but
you have a
paella with rice, chorizo, and shrimp. That's closer to my speed. And then the seafood salad with shrimp, scallops, mussels.
Oh my god!
Olive oil, white balsamic vinegar, and smoked paprika.
Ugh.
Why not?
No. All the seafood, get it out of here.
All right. I said, you know me. I'll be over here eating the shrimp.
Yeah,
y'all can have your meat and potatoes.
All right. So we also got Germany, which is actually one of my favorite booths always. Which they have a pasta gratin with ham, onions, and cheese. And I got that before, and it's delicious. What are you laughing at?
You totally skipped on the name.
I'm not going to try to pronounce that. Schinkennudeln? I don't know. Now I feel like I need to like search it and have it spoken out for me.
I feel like even the Google Translate wouldn't be able to do that
justice. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna call it pasta gratin with ham, onions, and cheese, and it is really good.
Yeah.
So Damon, that's something you would probably like.
What the heck is pasta gratin, and where
it's
is
delicious? Is what it is. That's what it is.
But where is it? But it's in Germany.
Yeah. Yes.
Germany. Oh, I see it. The top one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that thing to the right is apple strudel with vanilla sauce, which...
No. I'm talking about the reading of it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Under the first thing under food items. Okay.
Yes, correct. Yes, yeah.
Okay, the apple strudel with vanilla sauce seems okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'll always take apple strudel, man. And actually, a roasted bratwurst and a pizza roll, while nothing special, I always like a good bratwurst.
I can't do that.
No, you don't do bratwurst?
No, I don't do beef.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Oh, wow. They're doing a different thing. They have a pineapple Hefeweizen this year. Wow. That's a new thing. I mean,
but you said you don't like pineapple.
Yeah. What'd you say?
You said you don't like pineapple.
I'm just saying it's interesting that it's new. That's all. I'm not saying I'm going to have it.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I do drink that brand. They have, they're known for in EPCOT for their grapefruit beer. Which I'm not a big fan of grapefruit.
Last thing we're talking about, because
we got Disneyland stuff, so it's the last thing you're probably going to talk about.
Oh, that is true. Okay.
Then we have the Alps, which is
just cheese, dude. I'm out. I don't eat that much Swiss cheese ever.
But dude, the warm raclette of cheese, they like scrape it, it right onto the stuff. Oh man, dude,
Swiss cheese is the terriblest of cheeses.
The terriblest.
Yeah.
Oh man,
really
you and I are
a bad cheese.
We are night and day, Damon, because Swiss cheese is my favorite. I love Swiss cheese.
Yeah, Trevor's going to hate that. Trevor's going to take the hit for this one, I think.
It literally tastes like rubber. What is good about Swiss cheese?
I like Swiss cheese.
A sharp cheddar smacks a Swiss cheese around all day.
Nah.
Damon, I think you would like this Swiss cheese though, because it's the way they do it. They like warm it up and they scrape it off, and it's
Swiss cheese
so
is still just Swiss cheese. It's the weakest of the cheeses.
The weakest of the cheeses.
No,
it is. From the standpoint of like,
it's stronger than a Havarti.
Is it though?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yep.
Swiss cheese is a fake cheese.
Who knew that Damon hated fake. Swiss cheese so much?
And I don't even hate Swiss cheese. Like if you're going to give me like Swiss cheese on a sandwich, that's fine, but it's not a star. It's a guest star at best, and usually it's kind of a sidekick, to be honest with you.
I understand. That's a popular booth though, man. Like people love just even watching it is fun.
That's fine, but they're just getting cheese. Like that's it.
All right, how about Kenya? Kenyan coffee barbecued beef tenderloin.
I don't do beef. I know you don't do shrimp, so I'm out on both of those.
Yeah, you are, yeah. It's a lot of beef and fish going on. I feel like in this.
And again, I know it's different. It's sweet potato and corn. Again, it's just like did they send out a memo to all the booths? It's like do meat and mashed potatoes this year. That seems like
I feel like that's kind of what it always is.
Every booth.
I agree with you. I mean that's a staple, man. That's staple.
That's what people eat. Yeah. I mean, then we have
what I want, though.
Yeah, I mean. There's other stuff. Now we're getting to India. India's not that. There's nothing from India that has that. So,
wait, did I miss? Oh, okay.
I skipped over refreshment outpost. If you want to read that one, you can.
It's
go ahead. Try to say that word.
Spicy Githeri with white beans and pigeon peas and quinoa.
I mean, it looked kind of good, though. I'm not going to lie. It looks kind of cool.
Yeah,
it does. It does look pretty good, actually.
I think I would mess with that.
All right, what about India over here? Do you guys like Indian food?
I do. No, not at all. But I do mess with the samosa from time to time. So, but only if like somebody like this dude at work's family used to make them, and they were on point. So like I feel like it depends.
It depends.
I don't like curry.
Well, there's no curry in these.
The mango curry ketchup has no curry in
it. No, I'm talking about the potato and pea samosa. With coriander, lime cream.
Correct, but I'm just in general. The reason I don't care for Indian food is I don't like curry.
You don't like curry? Yeah, I get that.
That's fair. So,
there's crispy paneer with paneer, right? Is that how you say that?
Yep.
Yeah, with mango curry ketchup, potato and pea samosa with coriander, lime cream, and then chicken tikka masala with fennel spice.
I might mess
yogurt.
with that chicken.
Yeah, that sounds good actually, and some naan bread. I'm always up.
I might mess with that. Yeah,
tikka masala with naan. Yeah, that's an easy win.
It looks good too. It looks really good in the picture here too. So, all right. Ooh, the swanky swine. This sounds good. All right.
The
there's some pork.
Saucy swine. You missed an S.
I missed an S. I'm sorry. The triple S. You want to read this one?
Yeah. Crispy barbecue pork rinds with pimento cheese.
I want to like it, but nah.
You want to like it, but nah. Why not?
I'd skip on the cheese
because it's pig skin with yucky cheese.
Yeah. Oh, you don't like pimento cheese? You're going to get run out of North Carolina saying that. I don't like pimento cheese either. So
I really don't.
Yeah, I know it's weird. In North Carolina
there's this like in my head. There's always every time I sit down to eat. There's this scale that says how good it is versus how many calories and fat it is. Right?
Sure.
It's like the whole thing when they did, How I Met Your Mother, this Barney scale of hot to crazy.
Sure.
It's the same sort of thing, right? Like, how good is it for how many calories it is? And that is probably a lot of fat and calories, and I'm just not in love with it.
That's fair. How about the soy glazed sticky
Absolutely.
I'm
in on that all day.
Peanuts. Yeah. And then there's the grilled pork shoulder lettuce wrap with charred corn salsa, pickled red onion.
I'm a cilantro soap guy, unfortunately.
Oh, you can ask for without it, though. You can tell them not to put it on. They would probably.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'd rather the sticky ribs anyway.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. You're like, I get, some people cilantro is just soap, but you're missing out.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. So.
I know. That's the worst part is I can never convince you that cilantro is good, but
it tastes like soap. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
So the noodle exchange is one that was frequented by my party. What do you mean?
August 15th.
Oh, that's why you're mad about it. Okay.
Here we are.
Well, actually, though, the thing is, there's nothing in there that I even mess with. So
I feel like Trevor's going to eat all this. So, like,
Vietnamese pho and
got beef, so I'm out.
Char siu pork. Yep.
Yeah.
Got mushrooms. I'm out.
Yeah. And so this one was a favorite booth of my party last year when we went to Food and Wine. So, Trevor, I if you go to this one, I think you're going to enjoy it. I know, like, we went back, I think 2 or 3 times to this one.
Yeah, I'm thinking that like I'll have to figure out how to make a couple of trips back to this particular booth because, yeah, the pho looks good, the char siu pork for sure, Thai shrimp with coconut curry rice noodles.
You want all
the
that.
The tofu pho I could probably skip, so I would need at least 3 trips there. I'm not against tofu. It's the least interesting thing on this list.
Well, yeah, you got to save your space, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I'll have to go do like a lap around World Showcase between each of these.
All right, so Damon, are you mad about the wing place not being open when you're there, or do you not care?
Because wings are like they're there with diamonds and weddings. They're just scams.
They're a sauce delivery system.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, the thing is, the sticky wings with peanut sauce and grape gel like sounds great, but I
peanut
feel
butter
like
and jelly wings. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, that does sound great, but I feel like wings are just a scam.
Yeah, Parmesan garlic Parmesan wings are always. Oh, I love garlic Parmesan wings. The weirdest one is definitely the peanut sauce and grape jelly ones. Crispy Brussels sprouts.
It's a grape gel.
Grape gel. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
They're very specific about that.
Because I think jelly would be bad.
Yeah, jelly would be bad. Do you guys do Brussels sprouts or no?
I do rock with Brussels sprouts.
I like a Brussels sprout with buffalo sauce. Is interesting because I don't think I've ever had Brussels sprouts with.
Yeah, it's like sauce. How to make something good, something better, but worse for you. So,
but worse. Yes, that's correct.
I mean, buffalo sauce on anything is
it's good, but I feel like crispy Brussels sprouts are something that is best.
You've cooked all the healthy merits out.
No. It's just something that's still best eaten at home. I feel like
that's okay. Fair. That's fair.
It's a very gas-inducing sprout.
Oh, really? See that I've never had that happen to me. So that's interesting.
You don't want to be in a crowded public place? About 15 minutes after you've eaten those.
I don't know. I'm looking at this fry basket, and there's like 7 fries per bowl, and I'm just very confused.
Well, I mean, you don't know that this is the actual portion. It just might be like a food picture, right? Like, but
what do you mean?
I mean, they're in bowls that they wouldn't give you, right? Like, you don't know, like the actual container that they're going to come in.
The fries do look tiny.
They do. Like, it doesn't look like a big portion.
Like ends, yeah.
Yeah. But so you have adobo yuca fries with garlic and cilantro aioli, and then they also have
for Damon. Yep.
Yeah, I would eat those. You have a fry flight, which is a sea salt and malt vinegar fry, barbecue bacon fries with smoked aioli, and sweet potato casserole fries with candy pecans, toasted marshmallow cream, and caramel whiskey. I mean, that's why these are smaller, Damon, because it's a flight. That's why it's smaller, because it's
is that
flight.
what it is?
Yeah, you get all 3 of these.
Yeah, if I got all of them at once, I wouldn't be mad about that.
Yeah, that's why they're smaller containers.
They're fries, though. That's like...
But they're cool fries.
It's like the bread of sides. I don't know.
Because they fill you up? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm just... Okay. I don't know. And it's fries.
I just realized I could really go for some proper like fish and chips right now because the malt vinegar on chips is awesome. Love it.
Oh my goodness, there's still so much left.
We'll keep going. We're going to keep going here, and then we can end it after this if we want. There were just like 2 like little Disneyland updates, but we don't have to do them. So let's see. Flavors from Fire, which is a returning booth. Smoked corned beef with crispy potatoes, cheese curds, pickled onions, and beer cheese fondue. That sounds good to me, man.
I don't mess with that.
Even with the beef?
No.
I'll eat that with the beef, yeah.
I want this bami bao.
I don't mess with chicken liver aioli, number 1. And number 2, skirt steak. I'm not a beef guy.
Yeah. What about the Rocky Road chocolate cake?
No, because you know what? They lost me on spiced almonds. Who put spiced almonds on that? Nah, you messing up, man.
We're putting spiced almonds on? I think that sounds good, man. I mean, it's Rocky Road. It's got to have a nut in there, right? It's got to have almonds.
Why are they spiced? I'm good with the almond part. Why are they spiced?
I don't think it means spicy. I think it just means it has...
I know what the word spice means. And I'm saying that. Why is there any sort of spice on them? I'm not saying spicy, but why is there a spice on my almonds? Why can't they just be roasted? Like, why can't... I don't need a spice on my almonds.
Oh man, that's funny.
It's like that salty and sweet. I think they're going for the salty and sweet, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Let's.
about we skip over this Coastal Eats one, and then let's go to the mac and cheese booth. Which Damon, which Damon can also not eat at because it's not a big dog.
Oh, there's not too many booths that you can't eat at. There's tons of them.
They were all towards the bottom, man. They were all towards the bottom. Yeah. Traditional mac and cheese with herb panko. Okay. Cowboy macaroni and cheese. This was my favorite thing from Food and Wine last year.
I can't do it anyway. It's got beef.
Dude, it was so good though.
Yeah, but I don't mess with beef.
See, it's funny. I would just skip on it because of the mac and cheese. Because
dude, I could have eaten like 5 bowls of this. Like it was so good. The burnt ends were so smoky and delicious. The pork belly, man, dude, the whole thing was so good.
But my problem is that when it's proper mac and cheese, it's too much dairy and kind of like Damon, with the whole balancing. Like there's a trade off where I can do a little bit of dairy if it means it's something good, but I can't eat any of these. Like
I get it.
It wouldn't work.
Got to save your cheese for the raclette.
Yeah.
All right. How about Mexico then? We got taco.
I'm with that taco. Yeah, I mess with that.
Yeah, Trevor, you want to read these real quick? Yeah.
Taco al pastor, served seared pork belly pastor on a corn tortilla with chipotle black beans, pineapple, pickled onions, and chives. The tostada de barbacoa is barbacoa beef, again on a tortilla. Pretty much the same thing except the Mexican crema and queso fresco.
Yeah.
And then a chocolate cake? Or no, this is a chocolate bread pudding.
I do mess with bread pudding.
Yeah, it's chocolate bread pudding with chocolate cream and glaze.
Maybe I mess with that.
That seems like a good booth for you. That'll be open. You could eat all that. Like that's some good stuff for you right there, Damon.
Yes.
I feel like the Mexican pavilion always comes out on top. Like they always have something good for everyone.
Yeah. Mexican food appeals to a lot of people, right? So yeah.
It does.
All right, so we got France here, and I'm not going to do the French words. I'm going to do a warm beignet filled with a 3-cheese blend.
You can't say beignet à 3 fromage.
Okay, yeah, maybe I should have the Canadian read these where they teach French. Go, you do that.
3 warm beignets. Actually, it's 3 cheese beignets.
3 cheese, yes, that's right. And then there's an escargot brioche, which they've had in the past. I guess it's a little different, though, because it says new. So... But I'm not eating escargot. I mean, I'm not.
Garlic and parsley.
Are you going to eat that, Trevor? You do escargot?
No, actually, I've never had our escargot. I'd be willing to try it. Yeah, seems all right.
My wife had it a couple of years ago when they had it, and she really liked it. So she said it was really good. I mean, my wife will eat anything, though. But with a braised short ribs and Cabernet with mashed potatoes.
She didn't listen to that and be mad at you?
No. She'll try anything. She's like... Okay. No, I'm saying that she'll just try anything once. Gotcha. Like she's the opposite of me, where I'm picky and she's just not. She'll eat gator if you throw it in front of her because she'll just want to try it. I mean, doesn't mean she'll like it, but
I'll try everything once, and there's some things I don't like, but I'll give it all a fair swing.
Damon, what about a vanilla creme brulee with
I do like creme brulee.
Yeah, you do a creme brulee. Okay,
it's so tough because I'm just not hungry right now, and this is making me go. Oh, creme brulee is going to make me feel so heavy though. But I do mess with creme brulee.
Yeah, we're down to Italy now too. Yeah, right there you go. We're down to Italy now, Damon, and Italy will be open for you.
Yeah,
are you annoyed by?
How about the gnocchi?
Potato dumplings with 4 cheese sauce.
Like potato dumplings, like potato gnocchi. Like I like gnocchi, but like. Why does both of them have to be that?
That's what they're going with. I mean, before they always did like the.
I remember
they always have like the rice balls,
man. Rice ball was awesome.
Yeah, I like the rice ball too. Yeah, I mean,
panna cotta to me is. I don't love it, but I'll eat it. So I would definitely try that too. But I'd mess with this. I'd eat all 3 of those.
Yeah, I think the second one I like better with the vodka sauce, Romano cheese, and crispy bacon. I think that's the one that's.
Oh wait, the top one I can't mess with the mushrooms. Yeah.
But the second one though sounds good. Second one sounds good. Trevor, are you in on these two, or I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll try one of them probably.
Okay. Oh, we got some dumplings over in China. Some pan fried chicken dumplings. What about that one, Damon? Is that?
I ate that.
Yeah, there we go.
Dumplings are always good.
Yeah, can't go wrong with dumplings, right? Mongolian beef bao bun with onion, and then a noodle. How do you say that?
Probably just Dan noodles.
Dan or Don. I don't know. Spicy pork was
Ask Dan, maybe he knows.
What? Yeah, right. Yeah. That was a great dad joke. That was excellent. Yeah. Then they have I don't know why I can't speak. Spicy pork with how do you say that? Szechuan sauce? Szechuan? Is that how you spell Szechuan? Yeah.
Yeah. Where have you been? You live in New Jersey, right?
Listen. I'm not a aficionado of Chinese food. Okay.
No.
No, I'm like a General Tso's chicken guy.
There's not a lot of good Chinese food down here in North Carolina.
It's impossible to find.
I've been trying different places in Cary to see if like any of them work.
None of them are good.
I'll need to come up to Western Canada and try ginger beef.
That sounds.
I don't eat beef, but I could definitely get pretty decent Chinese food in New York. I think you get ginger chicken. You get the best Chinese food in the States in New York.
That's true. Yeah. So teriyaki.
I would do the bubble tea though. I would do the bubble tea before we got there. Yeah, the only beverage I might actually consider.
All right. I'm not a bubble tea fan, but just not my thing.
Yeah, that says a lot about you. So
why, that I don't like bubble tea? I just don't like tea. Much. Really, I just don't like tea.
But you don't have to get tea for bubble tea. Like
bubble tea is like a smoothie with like tapioca in it, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just not my thing. Japan, we got teriyaki chicken buns.
I'll do that.
Steamed bun filled with chicken, vegetable, and teriyaki sauce. That sounds.
I think I ate like 5 of them last time.
Oh, really? You had those last time? Okay.
Yeah.
I would do the takoyaki, which is octopus.
Octopus nasty.
It's good.
Octopus, green onion, and cabbage bits. I don't want any of that.
It's basically the same as the teriyaki chicken bun, or well, actually no, they're like balls, right? So
it's like eating something out of the ocean with some algae flakes on it.
No, but they do like balls, and then they deep fry them. So then you get
so it's bad for you and tastes disgusting. Cool. Still out.
I don't know. I think with the bonito and the nori, it's probably a little better. But
they also have a salmon thing.
Oh, dude, I didn't realize those flakes are smoked tuna.
Bonito flakes? I love bonito flakes.
It's so funny because you know what I had for lunch today?
What?
I had tuna fish, and my daughter looks at me. She goes, "I thought you just didn't like seafood." And I was like, is tuna fish really seafood though?
Oh, yeah, I totally agree with you on this statement because I will eat tuna fish, but that's the only thing I will eat that is from the ocean. Like, but because I almost don't feel like it's seafood.
But you guys are doing like canned tuna though, right?
Yeah. Because it's like not. Yeah.
See, I do like tuna sashimi.
Yeah, no, that's totally different.
You're not mixing that with mayo and apple cider vinegar, so
Yeah. No.
I'll do spicy. I've had spicy mayo on tuna. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, this is it, man. This is the end here. We just have a funnel cake with some pina colada ice cream on the top.
Yeah, I gotta continue packing, man. I'm leaving tomorrow.
Yeah, you're leaving. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it. I mean, we had some Disneyland stuff on here. Really, not a big
cares.
I mean, some people probably care. I mean, the only thing of note on here that I want to mention is that they were talking about new hotel benefits, and one of them was that they're going to start offering early like special dining reservations for resort guests. Which
How about this meal delivery service? That seems way cooler.
That too, yeah. Where's the meal? Oh, yeah. Well, it's just room service, right? I mean,
from downtown Disney though.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah.
So
can I get that from Disney Springs? That would be fire.
Yeah.
I mean, you get DoorDash probably.
Yeah, room service is one thing, but getting stuff from the restaurants in downtown Disney.
I could just be like, "Yo, I need 30 bao buns from Miyamoto's to my room," and all I got to do is scan a QR code. Yeah, I'd kind of be down for that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Tom, we could have been, ordering salt and straw.
Oh yeah, we could have done that. Yeah, we could have. We could have done that. I just thought the preferred dining access thing was interesting, that they're going to give people preferred access to a limited number of reservations at select hotel. I'm talking. What are you doing? You're getting so much hate for this. You know that, right?
I think our weekend has started.
It's a holiday weekend. And truthfully, anytime we do a holiday show, like nobody listens to this. So
it's very low. True.
That is very low download numbers on holidays. So
we do appreciate week was pretty good, so it kind of makes up for it a little bit.
Damon, I was talking about how we're top 50 in South Africa right now of travel podcasts.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, and top 60 in Great Britain. So look at that.
Okay. I mean,
pretty good, right?
Kind of good.
Yeah. So shout out to our.
We need more listeners, but Tom won't ever bring guests on anymore. I don't know what he has.
That's
It's
true.
like anti-guests.
I'll bring on guests anytime. We just got to book them. I'm happy to book guests anytime you want. If you want to bring those Instagram people on that you want to bring on, bring them on.
Bring on Instagram people.
Bring them on. Do it. Book them and we can have them on. Okay?
There we go. I like that.
Done. All right. Agreement made. Let's wrap up. Let's get out of here.
Yeah. Okay.
We said an hour. We're not an hour and 20. So
yeah, good enough. All right. So let's start off with if you guys ever want to reach out to us, you can always find us at welcomehomepodcast@gmail.com. We love getting your questions, trip reports, all that kind of stuff. So keep it coming because, we love talking to you guys. We love interacting with our listeners and we think it's great. In that same vein, if you want to find us on Facebook, you can find us there as Welcome Home Podcast, or you can check out the Facebook group, the Welcome Home Disney Waitlist, and join one of the most drama-free Disney groups out there. And, be part of the discussions. And, lots of people chime in, and I think it's a great place to get your Disney discussion fix. So consider checking that out. And if you guys also want to follow us on other platforms, you can check out YouTube and Instagram. YouTube is Welcome Home Podcast. Instagram is Welcome Home Pics. And those are good for whenever we do live shows or go to the parks. You can get stuff, you can get updates on those. And if you want to support the show, consider going to store.welcomehomepodcast.com to check out our merchandise. Maybe check out some mugs or shirts and stuff like that. Or if you're more of a Patreon person, you go to patreon.com/welcomehomepod and check out our different levels of support through Patreon, which actually does come with exclusive merchandise that you can't get through the store. And you can also get access to our Discord server, which is yet another way that we talk with our fans. And again, you can get in on some of the conversations there. Last but not least, if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, we would appreciate people leaving reviews. 5 stars is always great, but I'll leave that up to you. And any feedback is great. We love reading the feedback. We love hearing from you guys, and knowing that you guys like the show. And also those ratings do help other people find the show. So if you think we should get out to a bigger audience, besides bringing people on the show, like like David was saying, give us a star rating because it'll help more people find the show.
Should I do my review of the week?
Sure, do it.
All right.
Let's hear
so this is
there's a review of the week.
Yeah, we started a new segment last week without you.
Nice.
Yeah, we're just gonna read a review every week to encourage people to leave reviews.
Wait,
right?
like a new review or any review?
I mean, just we can do any review that we want. One that we find funny. Yeah, it could be a recent one. This one is just from a couple weeks ago from CDCLT. I started listening when considering DVC a few years back. I listen consistently each week. Wow, I can't talk. The show does a good job of covering DVC news, but also many other Disney topics. We're going to go blah, 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 blah. And the podcast is a fun hang. The associated Facebook group is an excellent, positive community. Look at that. The hosts have a great rapport and fun interactions, even when Damon's opinions are wrong, as they frequently are.
Oh, come on.
They're wrong in a funny way, as he pushes Tom's buttons in a way that leads to funny back and forth discussions.
Do you know that we're down to a 4-4?
We went further down? We've gotten so many 5 stars.
How did we go down?
Somebody gave us a 1 star a couple weeks ago. Probably killed us. So, and Damon was the person to alert our family to the joys of Gravity Falls, giving him a lifetime free pass for any other craziness he says. So there you go. That's our review of the week. Look at that. I like that.
Oh, that 1 star does it, dude. But how did we go down to 4-4?
I don't know. It's pretty
1, 2, 3, 4.
Disappointing.
So
I've had so many 5-star reviews lately. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense.
Math is how it happened.
Well, the thing is it's not necessarily just the ones that have a written portion either.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, I mean,
4 though, that hurts a lot.
It does. It hurts, right?
I almost have to I almost feel like their math is wrong, right?
To check their math.
I have to check Apple's math. I feel like that's pretty
well, we have
bad.
a nice even 300 reviews right now, so it might be
Oh, we have 300?
Yeah, we have 300 total right now, yeah.
Why do I only see 279?
I don't know. I see 300. So
do you see 4.4 or 4.5?
Chartable does not tell me that.
How do you see 300? They're not 300 iTunes reviews.
I don't know. Maybe they're pulling from somewhere else. I have no idea.
Yeah, there's only 279.
So maybe I'll just peace out now because you two are going down a rabbit hole. Maybe I'll be the one to leave early.
No, let's finish. Let's finish it. All right, let's finish it up. Okay, all right.
I don't understand. In June, I was unbearable. I feel like
you were more. I mean, you were less unbearable than normal in June.
Yeah, I feel like that too. Wow, I'm just. I can't. Hold on, I'm reading this one. Okay,
it's hurting your feelings deeply. Is it?
No, nothing ever hurts my feelings because I just think about their life versus my life, and my feelings are definitely not hurt that bad. I was gatekeeping Nintendo fandom. Okay, wow. So you're mad at me because I was gatekeeping Nintendo fandom? Like, where are you living at?
What?
As when we were arguing about the
I can't even
world thing.
What was even the reference to
so
that? Like,
I don't think an AR Mario Kart ride is the best theme ride in the world. Then I'm not a real Nintendo fan. No, you're not. Boo Matt 1313. You are definitely not a real Nintendo fan. Please don't listen to the show anymore. What a child.
Well, he says he's not. He says he can't listen anymore.
Oh, thank goodness. Wow.
I mean, I'm a Mario Kart fan, and okay. I agree with you. Like you there needs to be VR Mario Kart. But
I'm just saying, like, if you don't think that's the best theme around the world, then you're not a Nintendo fan. No, I don't think you are. You're a fly-by-night Nintendo fan. You're probably a Smash Brothers only player. That's I called you out. You probably never played Legend of Zelda. What?
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Harsh words. Harsh words.
Hot takes from Damon for the long weekend.
More one-star reviews coming in.
He's finishing off with the fireworks finale for...
I just don't understand how that's a one-star review because, man, people are crazy.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Nothing, except go 4-4.
Well, let's wrap this up, David. All right, so you can continue packing, and
I'm going to continue packing.
Yeah. All right.
Have a good long weekend, everyone.
Yeah. Have a good time. Have a good time on your trip, David.
I'll let you guys know how it is next week.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about it. Good. So, yeah.
Yes.
So don't forget to subscribe to Welcome Home Podcast so you can be reminded every time we release a new episode. You can find our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spotify, all the podcast apps out there. You can find us. Just search for Welcome Home. Reminder to our listeners, as always, Welcome Home Podcast is for entertainment only. We are not employed by the Walt Disney Company, and as such, all opinions we express on the show are our own. So please consult with a Disney cast member or DVC representative for more information about anything we do.
Or a Nintendo fan.
I was scared when I noticed you were still off mute as I was reading this. I'm just sitting here, I was just going to chime in at some point.
Of course I am.
Just waiting for it. Big thank you to our sponsors, DVC Rental Store and World of DVC, for continuing to support the show, and they have for a long time now. So thank you to them, and please check them out. So join us next time for more Disney Parks discussion. Of course, more DVC talk. We hope to see you all real soon.
This is Skipper Albert A. Wall, the voice of the jungle, signing off from Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC.
Do a huddle when we hit its hair. How she can cuddle is no man's affair. I looked around.